Do you suffer from stagnant email marketing sales? Do you press send on your email campaign and pray for the notification of a new customer order only to be met with silence? If so, your customers may be suffering from a lack of motivation, and that shit's contagious. Listen, if your customers aren't motivated to buy, you aren't going to stay very motivated to keep pressing send on your email marketing campaigns. But today, we're gonna break that cycle. Keep watching to learn the 8 motivators of buyer behavior and how to line up what you're selling with what actually motivates your customers to buy. Ready for some open wallets? I thought so. Welcome to the Email Mavens YouTube channel, the place for winery owners and marketing pros who want to sell more wine online by sending better email campaigns. I'm Erica Walter, the founder and CEO of Email Mavens, and I am all about motivation. To really get your customers to spend money when you send an email campaign, your email has to answer your customer's most important question. What's in it for me? And by me, I mean your customers. Obviously. Too many wineries are pressing send on email campaigns to announce a new release or share a new score or invite people to their upcoming event, and they're forgetting to answer the question, what's in it for my customer? Every time you press send, you need to have confidence that the benefit of taking action is 100% clear to your customer. Otherwise, they probably won't take any action. Let's talk about your customer's primary motivations. There are 8 key motivators that drive buyer behavior. The first is need. Need might be the most immediate buyer motive. And as Vanilla Ice famously rapped, if you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. If your prospect has a problem that your product can solve, they are inherently motivated to consider your offering. Now, your success with selling based on need is very closely tied to whether or not your customer knows that they have a problem. And if you approach your interactions with your customers selling based on need, assuming that they're acutely aware of this problem, you are literally selling yourself short. Steve Jobs once said, "A lot of times, people don't know what they want until you show it to them." The next buyer motive is acceptance, otherwise known as FOMO. If you see everybody else getting it, you want to run with the cool kids and be in with the it crowd. That's why banners like top sellers and fan favorites work so well. To really capitalize on this motivator, you should not only make it easy for your customer to take action, you should make it easy for them to show off that they're doing it. The next buyer motive, fear. Fear is a powerful motivator in any situation. Sales is no exception. And I know I'm talking to you about selling wine, so this is maybe going to feel a little extra smarmy, but when using fear to motivate action, you want to be cognizant of and highlight the stakes if someone doesn't buy your product. The process of selling based on fear as a motivator is very similar to selling based on need. You want to highlight the problem your customer has or highlight what could happen if they don't take action. Similar tactics, sometimes a little smarmy or unethical, but highly effective, so use it sparingly, but use it when it makes sense. Our next buyer motive is health. Many consumers are very interested in taking steps to improve their health and overall well-being. The key to selling based on health is to provide actual demonstration of the benefit to someone's health that your product provides. Show and prove. If you can show that your wine addresses a relevant health concern, well, then you're in an excellent position to sell effectively. The next buyer motive is one that is near and dear to your girl Erica's heart: impulse buying. I'll be honest, a lot of my online purchases are impulse purchases. Many people don't give a whole lot of thought to the things they spend their money on. Impulse buying is rooted in excitement, that sort of like, ooh, I need to have it, like motivators, just like gets people feeling really good. Acceptance and impulse often go hand in hand, creating a almost irresistible 1-2 punch of motivation. So if you can see everybody else is doing it and it looks so fun and there's a time limit and if I don't do it now, I may never get in on it, man, that's a hard one to resist. Just ask me. Our next buyer motive is pleasure. By and large, consumers are not just buying strictly the bare necessities. They like to treat themselves, and wineries lean pretty heavily on pleasure as a motivator overall. Although I would argue that wine is more than a luxury, it is a need. People like to enjoy themselves, so they spend money and buy wines every once in a while that suit their likes, not just their needs. Our next buyer motive is financial gain. If you are selling me money, I am all in. If you're selling me time that I can use to get more money, I am equally excited about this as I'm motivated, okay? You're looking at someone who is motivated by financial gain here. A subscriber who is motivated by financial gain typically has more at stake than your average subscriber. So you really need to show them that they're in good hands and that they are going to actually be making an investment that will by far return to them if they buy your product. The final motivator of buyer behavior is aspiration. Some customers are motivated by a desire for a next level version of themselves, self-improvement, actualizing at a whole new level. The key to selling to somebody based on aspiration is to show them what is possible for them, the person that they could become should they buy your product. Self-improvement requires determination, so you want to really paint a clear picture of who they will be if they stay the course, get your product, use it, enjoy it, live their best life, become their best self. Now, in the wine industry, we lean really heavily on like 2 or 3 of the overall motivators. And the problem with this is that we're completely overlooking some of the motivators that might actually mean the most to our unique customers. When you press send to a list of 10,000, you're not just pressing send to a list. There are 10,000 individuals, each motivated by different things. By not leveraging all of the customer motivators in your marketing messages, you're literally leaving money on the table and you're neglecting opportunities to really connect your product, your wine, your experience with what your customers actually care about. Remember, what's in it for me? If you don't believe it's possible to sell wine based on all 8 of the motivators, I'm about to riff. I'm about to prove you wrong. Watch me sell you wine based on all of the 8 motivators you just learned today. We'll start with a varietal. I'm gonna sell you Cabernet. This Cabernet Sauvignon is the ultimate replacement to the fine bottles that you just opened on Easter to share with your guests. If you don't have this gorgeous cab to serve, your mother-in-law will despise the event and throw a hissy fit because cab is her favorite varietal and you obviously don't care about her. All of the cool kids have this cab. In fact, you may have noticed such and such influencer opening this Cabernet on their Instagram feed just last week. Our cab has the most resveratrol of all of the wines ever and will thus impact your heart health in a positive way. Our cab is the most stress-relieving cab that has ever been released. And when you drink a glass, you will immediately feel a sense of well-being and peace. This cab is only available at this price for 72 hours. Act now. Our cab is the most sumptuous cab you'll ever put in your mouth. Just ask James Suckling, who gave it 99 points. Delicious. This Cabernet would normally be priced as a release out of our library at $250 a bottle. But today, for you as our favorite wine club member, we are making this cab available to you at current vintage pricing. A library wine, a library investment, today's price. You're already winning. When you share this Cabernet, you will have opened up not just a beautiful bottle, but a beautiful conversation, a conversation starter that will enchant your guests and make you and your party the talk of the town. Now that you've seen me do it, you have to believe that you can do it too. So ask, what's your customer's motivation? The next time you sit down to write the copy for your email campaign, I want you to think just a little bit outside of the typical impulse, pleasure, acceptance, that FOMO aspect, and really get creative. You might be surprised with how motivated by some of these other motivators your unique customers are. In the next video, we will show you promotional emails that map to the 8 key motivators of buyer behavior so that you can make your next sales email your best sales email. If you love today's content, it would motivate me greatly if you would please subscribe to the Email Mavens YouTube channel and ring the bell to be notified every time a new episode goes live. Be sure you are also subscribed to the Email Mavens weekly email party where we share hot takes, step-by-step tutorials, and action trackers that will help you put into practice everything you learn watching our YouTube channel. Until next time, keep pressing send on your next best email. Keep watching to learn the 8. I don't know if my energy has changed enough. I'm gonna do I can't say keep watching to learn. You've gotta answer what's in it for me. Come on, I think that's what I wanted to say. I don't know. And like Vanilla Ice said, if you got a problem, yo, I'll solve it. I'm so hungry. Our next buyer motive, your favorite, I'm about to riff. I have done this so many times, you would think I would know how to say it instead of looking at my script. And speaking of partying and feeling motivated, I don't know, that wasn't my best segue.